we come to this junction in the paths, different choices to be made, and maybe it is more difficult to make such choices when it is not clear what the bigger picture is going to be. How do we make choices in these waiting times before the changes of God come in all their power and joy and life? There is this moment here in Acts 1 after Jesus has ascended. The disciples are in a time of waiting. The gift of the Spirit is not yet given, and there are choices to be made. There is loss felt with the betrayal of Judas. And while resurrection has come in Jesus, this remains a time of waiting for the gift that the Father has promised. They could continue as they are, but Peter, maybe typical for him, has a much more active sense of what to do in the waiting. This waiting time of the disciples resonates with us, with me anyway. I think these moments seem full of changes and choices. And these moments in Acts, moments in the disciples' lives where they are sort of between things, these moments speak towards us now. They are in the midst of the most significant changes in their lives also. And there are choices to be made as they go forward. How do they engage with these choices while they wait on the changes that only the Lord can bring? What do they point to for us? There is a small pattern woven into these waiting days, these in-between times by Peter and the disciples. While they cannot bring about the big changes, they do make choices. And here are 4 things they make choices about in the waiting time. They first of all choose to be together. It says they all joined constantly together. And they chose to pray in that togetherness. They chose also to identify their lives in Scripture. Peter reads of the betrayal of Judas and the need for another to take his place through the Psalms, Psalm 69 and Psalm 109. The disciples in this waiting time are reading their lives in the midst of Scripture, and in a final choice they are choosing to prepare to witness out of this living personal following of Jesus, marked by his life and death and resurrection. There are 4 choices being woven into this waiting time before Pentecost. Choices of being together, of praying, of reading our lives through Scripture, and of preparing to witness to the resurrection. And these are good choices to make in these in-between times as we look to the changes that will come after the waiting and the gifts which the Lord only can bring. This is a good weaving of our lives in these waiting days.